In the world of cybersecurity, new threats emerge constantly, often exploiting vulnerabilities in widely used software. On March 4, 2025, 3 critical vulnerabilities in VMware ESXi, Workstation, and Fusion were publicly disclosed, sending shockwaves through the cybersecurity community. These vulnerabilities, identified as CVE 2025-22224, CVE 2025-22225, and CVE 2025-22226, pose significant risks to organizations of all sizes. The most critical of these vulnerabilities, CVE 2025-22224, is a time of check to time of use, or TOCTOU, vulnerability that could allow an attacker with local administrator privileges to escalate their privileges and execute arbitrary code on the host's VMX process. This vulnerability affects both ESXi and Workstation, potentially giving attackers a foothold on critical systems. CVE 2025-22225, classified as a high-severity vulnerability, enables sandbox escape from the VMX process, again requiring privileged access. Attackers could exploit this vulnerability to break free from the confines of a virtual machine and gain access to the underlying hypervisor. The third vulnerability, CVE 2025-22226, is an information disclosure vulnerability that affects ESXi, Workstation, and Fusion. This vulnerability allows attackers with privileged access to leak memory from the VMX process, potentially exposing sensitive information. These vulnerabilities were reported to Broadcom, the company that acquired VMware in 2022, by the Microsoft Threat Intelligence Center. Broadcom acknowledged the vulnerabilities and released patches on March 4, 2025, urging users to update their systems immediately. The discovery of these vulnerabilities, particularly the potential for VM escape, has raised serious concerns among cybersecurity experts. VM escape, also known as hypervisor escape, is a type of attack where malicious code running inside a virtual machine can break out and interact with the underlying hypervisor or other virtual machines. The implications of a successful VM escape attack are far-reaching. Attackers could gain access to sensitive data stored on other virtual machines, including Active Directory domain controller databases, which contain sensitive information about users and devices on a network. VM escape attacks can also bypass traditional security tools, as they operate outside the visibility of security software installed within the virtualized environment. In the case of the VMware vulnerabilities, attackers could potentially chain together CVE 2025-22224 and CVE 2025-22225 to achieve a VM escape. This means that an attacker who gains local administrator privileges on a single virtual machine could potentially compromise the entire hypervisor and all the virtual machines running on it. The potential for VM escape highlights the importance of timely patching and robust security measures for virtualized environments. Organizations need to be aware of the risks and take steps to mitigate them. While Broadcom has released patches for the VMware vulnerabilities, patching virtualized environments can be a complex process. Some VMware customers have reported difficulties in accessing the Broadcom support portal, which is necessary for downloading the patches. Broadcom has acknowledged the issue and recommended that customers download the patches through in-product mechanisms or open a non-technical support ticket. The patching challenges faced by VMware customers highlight the importance of having a well-defined patching process and alternative methods for obtaining security updates. Organizations should not solely rely on a single vendor portal for critical updates and should have backup plans in place. Despite the patching challenges, Broadcom has taken a proactive approach in addressing the vulnerabilities. The company has released detailed security advisories and technical FAQs, providing users with clear guidance on how to mitigate the risks. Broadcom has also confirmed that the vulnerabilities are being actively exploited in the wild, emphasizing the urgency of patching. Broadcom's response underscores the importance of vendor communication and transparency in addressing security vulnerabilities. By providing timely information and guidance, Broadcom has enabled its customers to take appropriate action to protect their systems. The discovery of the VMware ESXi vulnerabilities serves as a stark reminder of the importance of cybersecurity best practices, particularly for virtualized environments. Here are some practical steps organizations can take to protect their systems. Apply patches immediately. The most crucial step is to apply the available patches for the VMware vulnerabilities without delay. Patching should be prioritized for systems that are internet-facing or handle sensitive data. Segment your network. Network segmentation can help contain the impact of a breach. By isolating critical systems from other parts of the network, organizations can limit the potential damage from a successful attack. Implement strong passwords and multi-factor authentication. Strong passwords and multi-factor authentication add an extra layer of security by making it harder for attackers to gain unauthorized access to systems. Regularly back up your data. Backups are essential for recovering from a ransomware attack or other security incidents. Organizations should regularly back up their data and store it offline or in a secure cloud environment. Stay informed about security updates. It is critical to stay up to date on the latest security vulnerabilities and patches. Organizations should subscribe to security advisories from vendors and trusted security sources. By following these recommendations, organizations can strengthen their defenses and mitigate the risks posed by the VMware ESXi vulnerabilities and other emerging threats. Remember, cybersecurity is an ongoing process, and it is essential to remain vigilant in the face of evolving threats.